Hi everyone, it's Alison from alisonmwood.com, and today I want to share with you a program that I'm using to make creating graphics, particularly for social media, but also for your blog posts and things like that, super easy. It's called Stencil, and the great thing about it is that you can so easily create one image and then change the size. Now, usually I use PicMonkey, and I still love PicMonkey. It's not going to be that I stop using it for different things that I'm creating. But if I'm in a hurry, I want to get things done, and I want to create graphics really quickly, because I do create a lot of graphics. I've been using Stencil for a couple of weeks now, and it's just super fab. Now, there is a free program for this where you can create up to 10 images per month. So what I would suggest you do is you sign up and you try it out. There are then add-ons, I think, that start from $9 a month if you want to be able to create many more images. But you can have a look at that, but I would advise you just to try out the free version first, just because you'll get a feel for it, know that you like it. Now, I'm just going to show you how I easily create graphics in here, how super quick it is to change the sizes, etc. And I'm just going to show you a couple of the other bits and pieces in there. Now, the great thing is that there's loads of background images in here. If you are on the free version, I think you have less than if you're doing a paid version, but there's still lots and lots to choose from, so don't worry about that. So before I run you through the things down the left hand side, we're going to just create an image. So the first thing is I'm going to create an image as though I'm writing a blog post for my Pet Hooligans site about what to feed your rabbit. So first of all, I would come here, I would look up rabbit, you could look up bunny, think about some different keywords that might be in there. And then you can scroll down and find something that you'd like to use. Obviously, if there was one of a rabbit eating, that might be even better, but we'll just have a look through and see what there is. I won't spend huge amounts of time. Probably if I was doing this and I wasn't showing it to you, I would probably have a good look through and perhaps find something that was more relevant for me. But we're just going to go with finding an image that we can use. Oops, right now. So let's go back up to the top, and let's just go with this super cute bunny here. Okay, so once you've found it, what you can do is you can add to the text to it. So make sure you just click in there. Feeding your rabbit to keep him happy and healthy. Now, obviously that's not a great title, I'm just doing it on the fly. So what you can do there is you can then change the text color, and I'm going to change it to white. I'll show you why in a second. And it's because I'm actually going to add like a background to the text and have it as a sort of a banner across it. Now, you can do this in whatever way you want. You can put the text anywhere you want. You don't have to have a background color. You can have an outline color, but we're just going to go in here and we're going to do perhaps like a deep orange. Yeah, an orange just makes it stand out. Now, the other thing you can do there is you can make it full width, and that's what I'm going to do. And then I'm going to just drag the text to make it a little bit bigger like that. Bearing in mind, this is what I'm going to do to create something that's just on my blog post and across social media. So as I say, if I had a bit more time, I'd take a bit more care, but I'm showing it to you really fast now. Now, the next thing you can do here is you can actually choose a different font if you want to. So you can just scroll down, just look through different fonts that you like, find one. I'm just going to go with a very simple one there. And then you can actually move this around. And the next thing I can do is I can make the text size a little bit smaller if I want to. So I could do that. I could drag that out. If I really wanted to, I could get that down to being maybe just one line. There we go. So then I would just put that on there. It's It's probably not the best in the world, but that's what I'm going to put for the moment. Hang on, I might actually just make that a little bit bigger. Yeah, let's make it a little bit bigger so that it really stands out. So basically, there, I've created it. It's not perfect, but I'm showing it to you really quickly now. Now, this is where the excellent thing comes in, because down the right-hand side here, you've got your different options. You've got create new image, adding your text, resizing canvas, which we'll look at in a minute. It's even got a Facebook grid, so if you're trying to see whether you've got too much text on a particular image for the Facebook rules, you can actually find that out there, and that's just to clear it. So let's go here to resize canvas. Now in here you can create this. Now with some other graphics programs, once you've created it, you can't really resize it easily without restarting the whole thing over, whereas this allows you to resize it on the fly. Now there's lots of standard ones that are put in there for you, like the ideal one for Pinterest, Facebook post, etc. Now for my Facebook, I actually like to do the ad size just because I think it looks better in the timeline. So I normally pop in there and I would set it to the Facebook ad size. Then obviously you can then also, because it looks slightly different, you can change this around. So you can move the rabbit in the background. You can make the text size smaller if you wanted that to be a little bit thinner so it doesn't cover up the rabbit. And then again, you can move him if you need to. So it's really, really flexible. Then you just save it, which saves it within Stencil. And then you can, once you've saved it, you can download it to your PC or your Mac. So that's the first thing. The next thing you can then do is resize it again. Now you can actually put custom ones in here, and this is the one that I use on my blog. So I would then click on that and you can see it's now resized it perfect for my blog size. And I would just do that and save the images that I needed. I'd also want one for Instagram, so I'd come back here, 1080 by 1080. I'd set it. Again, I could move the rabbit around. I would probably make that a little bit bigger because on the square there's a little bit more space, so I'd perhaps do it like that so that stands out more. Save it, keep it on my PC. And then the last one I'm just going to quickly show you is the Pinterest one, because obviously Pinterest images need to be longer down the page because there's more chance then of people seeing them. Now you can make them longer than the 1102, but you should keep it to the 735 width, but you could have it longer. You could have 1400 or something like that, and if you wanted to do that you would just create a custom one. And I'm going to show you the Pinterest one right there. So again, move the rabbit so he looks cute. Maybe you want that to look a bit bigger on the Pinterest one. And I'm just going to show you one other thing down here, icons and graphics. So say I wanted a rabbit one, and I'm only just showing you this as something extra really. So there you've got a little rabbit eating a carrot, so let's put that on there. You shouldn't actually give rabbits too much carrot, but never mind. And then perhaps you would put something fancy on there as I mean, you could put it on any of your images, but maybe it's a nice little extra to have for Pinterest. And then another thing is I'll just change that to white, and you've got a nice little graphic which just makes it look that little bit extra special for Pinterest. And you can look through here for lots and lots of different graphics. You can actually create a collage by uploading images to this graphics section, and then you can actually drag them in here and make a sort of a collage effect as well. So hopefully that's shown you how easy it is. I'm just going to show you a couple of things down the left hand side. Now the final thing to say there is just to make sure that you save it if you want to use it on Pinterest, but you can also actually share it direct from Stencil as well. So you can go, I actually have to save that, but if you click then on preview, you can, if you wanted to share it on Pinterest, you just make sure that you're logged into your Pinterest account. you select the URL of where you wanted it to point to. So I would want it to point to my blog post about feeding your rabbit to keep him happy and healthy. Should say him or her really, shouldn't it? So I would put that in there, and then you pick the Pinterest board. It opens up your Pinterest account. You put your normal description on the left hand side, because you always want a keyword rich description underneath your Pinterest post, and then you would post it direct there. You can actually do it to all the other platforms as well. So you've got Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Buffer if you use Buffer, and you can actually create a link to it as well. So again, super easy. All these things, anything that I invest in, I've actually invested in the paid version of this. I always only invest in them if it's going to help me either time-wise or looks-wise. Now, I think the images look great on this, but also it's a huge time saver for me. So that's why I've, invested in it. But as I said, try out the free version first. You can see some others that I've been creating in here for my blog posts. So I've shown you where you look for backgrounds. You can actually upload your own background. So say you had a product shot, something that you'd taken when you were out, or just another image that you found somewhere else, obviously that you've got the rights to use, then you can upload it there and do exactly the same things to it that I've just shown you here. The icons and graphics I showed you, so if I take that out, you can see they all come up, and then you can just search, and you can also upload your own graphics there. It has some ready-made templates. I don't know how many you get on the free version. I didn't actually look at that when it was still free. But what you can do with those is you can take them as they are, and then obviously you can add your own text into those as you want to. It's just that they're kind of set up for you a little bit. Now the other thing, a lot of people like to use quotes, I know I do, to add to images and then brand with my own URL. So you can easily do that in here. Let's just quickly go back to a background. Let's just put in, I don't know, meditation. Just see what comes up. Alright, so let's just say we use that image. Obviously we want to take that off. What I should have done is clear that. So yes, clear that and then add that. That's what I should have done more sensibly. And then go back to the quotes. You can then look up meditation. There is an actual, there you go, there's a couple of quotes in there. I just did this on the fly, so it's lucky that came up. Then you could add that in there, obviously, change it around. I would probably choose a slightly different sized image and stuff like that. The person's name comes up too, so you can make sure that you put that in there. And then obviously change the size, do what you want to it, resize the canvas. So let's go back and do that Facebook one. There you see, and then obviously you might have to move the text around and things like that. But can you see how easy that would be? And then the other thing I would do once I'd set all that up would be I would add a little bit more text, and I would add my URL in there. So say it was, I'll just put my site in, and then obviously you'd want to make all the text, make sure it stands out. So I'd probably change that colour. Let's just do something really quick. And you've then branded it. You could even upload your own logo and put it in the corner as well. So obviously that doesn't look very nice. I would have to do some work with the fonts to make it look a bit better, but you can see how quick and easy it is. And you don't have to go searching around for lots of different quotes, because for most things, I'm not saying that every single word that you typed in you get a quote on, but there's a lot in there that you can use. You can brand with your logo. Sorry, you can actually upload your logo here, and then you can add it to any image. You can put watermarks on, and you can look at your saved images. So I hope that's been helpful. There's a link either below or above this video, wherever you're watching, to try out Stencil. Have a look at it, try out the free version, see if you like it. The one thing I've found is the massive amount of time it saved me, both looking for images, adding them, but also changing the sizes. That's been such a massive time saver for me, because usually I have to create the image and resize it for each of the different platforms. I hope that's been helpful, and I'll see you soon. Thanks guys.